So
crayons for
Can I get you anything else?
The way he smiled. Welcome back to Purple Nurple Reviews. Today I'm going to be watching Supernatural Season 1, Episode 3, Dead in the Water. So on to Episode 3 of Supernatural, the first season. So we have Amy Acker to look forward to in this one, and we have Dean being a relatable dad-like figure because that's what he is. I'm looking forward to watching this one. It's been a while since I watched Episode 2 because I've been watching Doctor Who. So come join the ride. Let's get into Episode 3. Edit Sharon here. I did forget to give a spoiler warning, so here's your spoiler warning. I will be talking about the future, so if you've not seen the whole show, you know, you can either join me along the ride or come back later. Right, let's get back into it. I love the aesthetic of this shot of the lake. It's very moody, and Supernatural did that very good in its early years. And dead. That slow motion looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? That's a bit of a weird slow opening. I love this bit.
Can I get you anything else?
The way he smiled. That shot's been used in so many GIFs, and he is just completely adorable in that. I'm sorry, I am just thirsting over Jensen here, sorry. I'll get back to the episode.
You know, Sam, we are allowed to have fun once in a while. That's fun.
Sorry, Dean.
Wisconsin. Sophie Carlton is the third Lake Manitowoc drowning this year.
People don't just disappear, Dean. Other people just stop looking for them.
I love Dean's freckles in this episode.
Something you want to say to me?
Trail for Dad. It's getting colder every day.
Exactly. So what are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
I'm sick of this attitude. You don't think I want to find Dad as much as you do?
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm the
It's
one
just
that's been with him every single day for the past 2 years, while you've been off to college going to pep rallies. But until then, we're going to kill everything bad between here and there.
There we go, Dean being the older brother there, and also being more like John because, like you said, I think Dean feels a bit kind of neglected. I think Dean feels very neglected by Sam. I think Dean feels that Sam kind of abandoned them. That's kind of what I get from this. And, you know, in a way he did, but Sam did it to better his own life. And you can't really blame him for that. So, but, you know, you can see that Dean's hurt, and yes, they want to look for their dad, but Dean knows they have a job to do. So he is making sure Sam knows that. Sam's still fairly fresh back into the hunting life.
Will Carlton?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Agent Ford. This is Agent Hamill. We're with the U.S. Wildlife Service.
Did you see any shadows in the water? Maybe some dark shape reached the surface? No, I can't.
Oh, Sam's little soft voice.
Sorry, am I interrupting?
Amy!
I can come back later.
This is my daughter. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Dean.
Andrea Barr. Hi.
Hey. Oh, hey there. What's your name?
Is he okay?
My grandson's been through a lot.
Could you point us in the direction of a reasonably priced motel?
Lakefront Motel. Go around the corner, it's 2 blocks out.
Would you mind showing us?
You want me to walk you 2 blocks?
Not if it's any trouble.
There you go, Dean acting the dumb person to get the pretty lady to walk with him. I mean, it is Amy Acker after all. I don't blame Dean for that. She is pretty.
Kids are the best, huh?
Like I said, 2 blocks.
Thanks.
Must be hard with your sense of direction. Never being able to find your way to a decent pickup line.
Enjoy your stay.
Kids are the best. You didn't even like kids.
I love kids.
Name 3 children that you even know.
I mean, come on, Sam. He had you as a kid. Like, you know, you were his child growing up, basically. So, He is good with kids. Come on, you know that. And yes, Dean, that pickup line, don't think it would have got you very far with most people. So, sorry. I mean, just your looks alone should get you somewhere, but hey ho.
I'm thinking. So what, we got a lake monster on a bench?
This whole lake monster theory, it just bugs me. Whatever it is out there, no one's living to talk about it.
Wait, Barr. Christopher Barr, where have I heard that name before?
Christopher Barr was Andrea's husband, Lucas's father. Lucas was on a floating wooden platform when Chris drowned.
No wonder that kid was so freaked out. Watching one of your parents dies is something you just get over.
Oh, Dean. So they dragged him up the lake, they got him up the lake, and then he did a pose photo for the press. It's not very good, is it? Dean can definitely relate to Lucas. Yeah, this episode we do get into a lot of Dean's emotional states and actually how emotional and vulnerable he is. So, yeah.
Mind if I say hi? How's it going?
There's army men. Just reminds me of Swan Song.
Oh, I used to love these things.
Yes, you did.
So
Oh,
crayons is more your thing. Mind if I sit and draw with you for a while? I'm not so bad myself. I don't know exactly what happened to your dad. But I know it was something real bad. I think I know how you feel. When I was your age, I saw something.
I'm Dean.
Anyway, maybe you don't think anyone will listen to you or believe you. But I want you to know that I will. This is my family. My mom. That's my geek brother. And that's me.
When Dean's talking about seeing something that happened to him, it's just another perfect example of Jensen's fine acting skills there with the little tiny facial expressions and the tiny facial movements. I think this scene really gets you to empathise with Dean even more so than in the previous 2 episodes. It kind of shows his softer side. I mean, we get his flirty side earlier in the episode and now his vulnerable and emotional side.
When I think about what Lucas went through, what he saw,
Kids are strong. You'd be surprised what they can deal with.
You should know.
You dad?
It's a very slow episode, this, isn't it?
You should probably eat something.
I wouldn't say it's the most thrilling episode that we have. Kind of a bit of a slow build. Then we have the creepiness too. I mean, that's a bit freaky. I wouldn't want to put my hand in that. I'd be like, where's the thing underneath the sink to get rid of it? And yeah, if it's attached to the chain, I'll just pull the chain out. It's so the plot can happen. Another death in Supernatural. Just keep a death count.
We're dealing with something else.
Yeah, but what?
I don't know. Water wraith, maybe?
A water wraith. Does that spike you underwater or something?
I think there might be a connection to you or your family.
My children are gone. It's worse than dying.
Losing children is worse than dying. I think Dean felt that way in the future when Sam dies, and then also Sam feels about that when Jack dies in the future as well. So they're going to learn that the hard way, because even though they're not parents until, you know, the very end, Dean is basically a parent to Sam when he was growing up. So yeah, Dean knows all about that in the future, and Sam has a taste of that with Jack, and Cass also has a taste of that with Jack as well. So yeah, it's one of those things of just one line in a really early episode can make you think about something 12 seasons later, or 13 seasons later. Jeez. Another talk,
Hey, Lucas.
heart to heart.
Remember me? I wanted to thank you for that last drawing. I need your help again. How did you know to draw this? You're scared. See, when I was your age, I saw something real bad happen to my mom. And I was scared too.
See Sam's little facial expression there, that he was surprised to hear that Dean was scared. So I think Dean tends to play the stiff upper lip, older brother, doesn't show that he's scared, and I think seeing Dean be vulnerable, talking to Lucas, is kind of an awakening for Sam a little bit here. Because, like, early in the episode, he's like, you don't even like kids, and here he sees him being very soft with Lucas, and I think he's realising that Dean's grown since he really last saw him before he went to college. Yeah, I can imagine that a 24-year-old Dean or 22-year-old Dean will probably be far less open with his emotions than 26-year-old Dean, especially on a hunt like this.
You see, my mom, I know she wanted me to be brave. I think about that every day. But I do my best to be brave.
You know, what you said about Mom. You never told me that before.
It's no big deal. Oh, God, we're not gonna have to hug or anything, are we?
Yes, you should. You should hug. That's why Sam was very surprised that Dean showed his emotions with Lucas, because that's how he acts.
Peter's been gone 35 years now. He just disappeared. Losing him,
There's the army men again.
you know, it's worse than dying.
Yep, there's that worse than dying
He
again.
disappeared from here. Peter Sweeney and Billy Colton, 1970.
Taking everything. Everyone. I didn't believe. Now I think I do.
Okay, this little boy, Peter Sweeney, vanishes, and this is all connected to Bill Carlton somehow.
Yeah, Bill sure as hell seems to be hiding something, huh?
And Bill, the people he loves.
Oh, Dean's angry.
What if Bill killed him?
Yeah, Peter's spirit would be furious. They'd want revenge, it's possible.
Hey, check it out.
This is a point where I've watched a gag reel too many times and all I can see is the gag reel moment. But I mean, this bit is kind of wow, you know. But yeah, all I can see is Jensen jumping up into Jared's arms.
Sam, Dean, I didn't expect to see you here.
But I think it might be better if you and Lucas went on home.
Lucas, hey, what is it?
Lucas, it's okay.
Kind of freaked Dean out a bit there, didn't it?
And you're not really wildlife service.
And now we can explain that.
Again, getting caught in their lies.
You get into your car, you put this town in your rearview mirror, and you don't ever darken my doorstep again.
Guilty man right there. He's drawing a hole and lots of army men. Why do I think Swan Song again? Sam jumping into that hole.
Interstate's the other way.
I know.
Dean has that instinct. He listens to the kid. He knows something's gonna be wrong if he has premonitions. I mean, it's kind of a precursor to Sam having premonitions. He listens to Lucas. So, yeah.
If Bill murdered Peter Sweeney and Peter's spirit got its revenge, case closed.
Now, what if we've missed something? What if more people get hurt?
But why would you think that?
Because Lucas was really scared.
That's what this is about.
I just don't want to leave this town till I know the kid's okay.
Who are you? And what if you're done with my brother?
Shut up.
Big old softy Dean. That is one full bath you've got there. Surely you have like an overflow pipe, right? And now gross. Yeah, the bath was less. There's a bit of continuity over there. Oh. Oh. Must be a tough scene to film. I love how Dean goes for the kid. So Dean's there protecting Lucas from seeing his mum in the bathtub. Just like he didn't get to see when Mary died on the ceiling, he is trying to prevent Lucas from seeing his mum potentially die if they can't save him. So, you see Dean sees himself in Lucas. And it's so sweet. And here we have Sam rescuing Amy. I keep calling her Amy Acker. I always forget what her actual character name is.
Chris Barr's drowning? Connection wasn't to Bill Carlton, it must have been the sheriff.
Bill and the sheriff.
Now tell me you buried Peter somewhere. Tell me you didn't just let him go in the lake.
It's exactly what they did. Kids, they never listen, do they?
Tell me you didn't kill anyone.
We let the body go, and it sank. We were kids. We were so scared.
We were kids. We only committed murder when we were kids.
We need to get you away from this lake as far as we can right now.
Lucas!
Ugh. That's creepy. Ugh. Our two strapping heroes. He would be dead by now, surely. It's an iconic shot of Dean pulling out Lucas. I know that was a tough shoot to film. We talk about that a lot at conventions. Dean, our hero.
I made you lunch for the road.
Aww.
If you're going to be talking now, this is a very important phrase, so I want you to repeat it back for me one more time. That's right. Bye-bye.
That has extra meaning now. I wonder if Jensen will show this episode to his son when he's older, because his son is called Zeppelin. Or if he has that like memed somewhere. His son will be like memeing it. Zeppelin rules. Yes, he does. Oh. Lucky Amy.
Sam, move your ass.
I love how shy that Dean gets whenever there's romantic involvement. Amy definitely has the heart eyes for Dean, and if they were staying a bit longer, I'm sure something would have happened there. Definitely. Oh, Angie. Love the classic rock. Episode 3 down. I didn't really have a lot to say during that episode. I feel like it was a very, very slow-paced episode, and I found myself getting a little bit bored throughout it. But I think that's just because I prefer more fast-paced things. I always find a lot of the episodes that people love that are slower paced, I don't like. It did have some lovely moments for Dean's character. You got to see a bit more of his sensitive side, his fatherly side, and it was very sweet, and you got to really know Dean a little bit more. In terms of Sam, you didn't really get to see much character in this episode, except for him learning about Dean's vulnerability and the fact that, you know, he does get scared. And, you know, he is very sensitive, but he just doesn't show it because he is a guy in the mid-2000s and he doesn't think he should show his feelings. So he uses it in terms of banter. Things like, oh, we're not gonna hug now, are we? Whereas in later seasons, we definitely see Dean initiate hugs. There's that episode where with Charlie and her mum, and then Sam's like, oh, Dean's mad at me because I went against what he wanted, and then Dean brings him in for a hug unexpectedly, and Sam's like, oh, okay. You're hugging me, fine. So yeah, we see a lot of Dean's repressed emotions in this, but also him expressing emotion as well. So it's kind of I feel like because he opened up to Lucas to get him to talk, then he had to repress it again with Sam. So yeah, there's a bit of character development and not development, there's a bit of character exploration there with Dean and his sensitive side. But other than that, there's not really much to this episode except for, oh, it's a ghost that's just gone after people who was responsible for his murder. And that is just, it's a very basic premise. There's a lot of just nothingness in this episode of just like sitting on the lake. I think the best parts of this episode in terms of the overall story, not just focusing on Sam and Dean, is probably the way it's shot. It's kind of got that moody vibe, and that's what Supernatural did so well in its early seasons with, you know, Kim Manners and everybody else on this show who was old school. It's obviously on film and not on, you know, tape kind of thing. So the way they shot this was kind of horror movie-esque, but it didn't really feel like a horror movie. Yeah, I think this episode always stands in my head as one of the more gloomiest shot episodes when it didn't really need to be in it. And I think the actual, I mean, it wasn't scary, I guess it's more sad because of all the death in this episode. So yeah, I think the Vancouver weather really helped set that mood as well. Constant grey skies. And that lake, I definitely wanted to visit that lake when I was up in Vancouver, but just never got a chance to. But yeah, so for a rating for this one, I think it's got to be in the 70s, I think, because it didn't really have much to it story-wise, and I found the whole pacing of it quite slow and just a little bit dull and boring. So yeah, in terms of overall this episode, I think it's like 74%. I think I'm going to give it. Cinematography was good, some character development was good, and Amy Acker, what can I say about her? She was amazing, brilliant acting, and yeah, a good chemistry with her and Dean. So yeah, I think 74 because it's not one of those stories I will choose to sit down and watch. It's kind of a bit boring in terms of story, I think. Next episode we are gonna be getting on a plane. Sorry Dean, but we're on a plane. So yeah, I look forward to that one because I know that was going to be a lot better than this one. So and we get to see our first demon next episode as well. If you like my content and want to see more of it, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time for season 1, episode 4.